What is going on, my friends, and welcome back to another video here on the channel. Well, Pepe's price absolutely took off today as a result of the Robinhood listing and the Coinbase listing, and I want to talk about what is happening now, what I'm expecting from its price going forward, and much more. We did a live stream earlier today going over a bunch of different cryptos, and you guys were all over Pepe, so I wanted to give you a full video going over it. So with that said, let's not waste any more time at all, and let's get straight into the video. Now guys, don't forget, if you do want to trade some Pepe yourself on up to 25x leverage without needing any KYC, meaning you don't even need to give them your personal private information, you just sign up, start trading, you're going to get up to $10,000 in bonus and rewards if you do use my link down below to go sign up with Margex. This is where I do the vast majority of all my trading. I mean, you can see it here. I have tens of thousands of dollars on this account because this is where I do most of my trading. So feel free to go check that out down below, and of course get up to $10,000 in bonuses and rewards. Now, what in the world is going on with Pepe, and what can we expect going forward? Well, what we can see is that Pepe's price, of course, had a rough couple months, right? From June to August to even September, wasn't very good. Just consistent downtrends, and we put in what many people consider to be an A, then a B, and then a C correction towards the downside, a textbook move back downwards. But of course, as this was developing and as we were seeing this foundation being built, we did pay attention to the fact that Pepe was building up this higher low. It was actually holding up quite well. And if you do look at this from a bottom side Fibonacci perspective, we actually saw Pepe's price building support on its bottom side Fibonacci's. And so we knew, look, there's a good amount of support right here. It feels like Pepe might be trying to build some sort of little wonky inverse head and shoulders. We need to watch this 618 to 786 box very close, because if Pepe's capable of breaking it, this might be what catapults us up into our Fibonacci extension zones, and so we need to watch this closely. Now, what you can see is that over the last 2-3 days, we actually saw it happen exactly like that. Pepe's price not only just came up towards this key zone of resistance, again, this 618 to 786 zones between the 137 and the 115 level, but it broke it. And when I say it broke it, it absolutely smoked it. Wasn't even close. You can tell people knew that the Coinbase and the Robinhood listings were coming, because this thing was clearly getting front run by insiders, but at the end of the day, it didn't really matter. You know, this thing absolutely took off and it's done extremely well. Now, since that breakout, not only did it surpass this previous all-time high here, but it also pushed up higher to that first 1.272 Fibonacci extension zone that I told you about, leaving us to where we are right now. So now that you have the context of it all, let's talk about again what we can expect next from Pepe, and how, of course, cryptos usually react after getting a full extension to your very first breakout target. Now guys, I will remind you, if you do want to join our private community here on the channel, you can join for just as little as $1 per month. $1 a month gets you in. You can ask me questions. I've been in there talking to the people and answering questions all day. And $5 a month, you can get extra insights and thoughts from me, daily fundamental analysis reports, daily technical analysis reports, crash courses on technical analysis and fundamental analysis are all going to be releasing very soon, and much more. So check that out down below if you'd like. Now, going forward on Pepe, okay, what can we expect now and what usually happens here? You know, we broke through a major point of resistance, we executed upwards, we broke out to our first breakout target. What normally happens? Well, quite frankly, what normally happens is exactly what we're seeing right now. As you can see at this exact moment, Pepe's price is starting to cool down a little bit, as we have seen this thing pull back roughly 16% since putting up this high around the 22152 level. Now, what I want people to understand is that there's two things that have happened here that are extremely important. One, we broke out of this major resistance zone. Two, we ran into this major resistance zone. Now, usually speaking, whenever you break out of a macro resistance zone like that, you don't usually just go straight up to it, right? Usually what happens is you break up through it, you come back down, and you back test it. You try to find some support and then use that support to continue upwards. Most bulls like to flip their previous point of resistance into some support. It's just what happens historically. And so that's the first thing to think about. The second thing to think about is typically when you run into a major point of resistance, you will usually get rejected off of it. So considering the fact that we broke out of a major resistance zone and we ran into a new one, the likelihood is here that this one rejects us to the downside and this resistance zone tries to pull us back towards it in order to flip it as support. That's the reason why you get things called back tests so often, is because you'll break through a resistance zone, run into a new resistance zone, get rejected off that one, and go flip that last one into some support to then attack that next resistance zone. All these things are systematic, guys. It's not just random. It's not just sporadic price movements. These things are systematic. I mean, where we saw Pepe's price come up to aligned exactly with this Fibonacci extension zone for a reason. Sure, the reason it pumped was due to news, but where it went to was purely based off of technicals, and that stuff you can't make up. And so where I am with Pepe right now is that I think it's doing something extremely healthy right now. And you know what that is? It's setting a foundation. What we can see is that its price has calmed down a little bit. It's been working itself downwards a little, and that is okay. If we go even to the 1 hour charts, you can see, look, we ran into that resistance right here, and from there, now we're coming back down and we're trying to build up some support. Currently speaking, at the time of recording, Pepe's trying to build support on top of that previous all-time high, right around that little 173 level, roughly. But I'm not quite sure if this is going to hold. More often than not, you will see that previous high fail. You're going to come back down and go back towards that 618 to 786 box to try to flip it as support. And so where I am right now with Pepe is that this might hold as support and it'll continue upwards, but if this one doesn't hold, I do truly expect that we're going to see Pepe's price come back down towards this 138 to 125 level and try to really find some support here to then try to attack upwards and continue upwards. And so what we're seeing from Pepe right now is extremely natural, extremely organic, and I really love the fact that it's moving so maturely. In the early days, Pepe used to do sporadic, irrational stuff that made no sense, but now this bad boy is moving like a truly mature meme coin, and that's what's going to get it up to those higher levels that we're looking for. So to summarize, look, Pepe got a beautiful pump up to a major breakout zone and is simply just slowing down at it. All we need to look for now is for Pepe to either build a foundation here or build a foundation back at that 618 to 786 zone around the 134, 135 level roughly and try to find some support. If that's successful, I think we're going to use that support to really try to continue upwards and maybe even pursue that 3.5 area towards the upside. And so you just need to watch very closely. I think now could be a decent time to start slowly dollar cost averaging in. Of course, it's up a lot today and a lot over the last few days, so I wouldn't be doing any major purchasing whatsoever, but I do believe it still will have some juice over the next couple months, and this could be the beginning of a nice little accumulation period for Pepe. So I will continue to update you as this does play out. Please do keep in mind, guys, I am purely speculating right now. Until we have real clarity of what its price going to do, I'm truly just speculating. Who knows? This thing could literally just continue straight up, and that would be amazing because my Pepe bag would be looking good. But I am just giving my true honest insights of what I think is going to happen, and I truly do think we're going to see it cool down here, try to build a foundation, and use a foundation either here or back lower around that 1.3 level to try to work itself back up. So of course, as this does play out and as this does develop, I will continue to update you. Don't forget, if you do want to trade a little bit of Pepe yourself, you can use that Margex link down below. If you want up to $10,000 in bonuses and rewards, and for just $1 a month, you can join our private community, which is linked down below. So check out all that stuff down there. Let me know what you think. And also, I do have a second YouTube channel, which is linked down in the description below if you want even more info from me about the broad market, about Bitcoin, and some other news-based stuff. So check that out, and I can't wait to see you all next time. Peace out, everybody.